बने रहने की राय रहेगी। और जो दूसरा स्टॉक मैं आज ऐड करना चाहूँगा वो रहेगा नौकरी। बेसिकली आप देखेंगे तो नौकरी ने मार्च का लो जो है ऑलमोस्ट 1650 के लो के बाद अभी ऑलमोस्ट 3 टाइम्स हो गया ये स्टॉक। तो जो ग्लोबल आईटी रैली है, जो जो रैली है आईटी पैक में, इसका रब ऑफ इस स्टॉक पे भी देखने मिल रहा है और आई थिंक यहाँ से भी आउट परफॉर्मेंस की उम्मीद है। सो नौकरी में बाइंग की राय रहेगी। स्टॉप लॉस रहेगा 4750 और टारगेट रहेगा 5500।
Hello everyone. As you all saw that I recommended InfoEdge, also called as Naukri, at around 4935 with a stop loss of 4750 and a target of 5500. Let's see what happened to the stock on that day. So this is where I gave my call on the TV and see the stock rallied almost 15% intraday. In fact, this was the daily candle look like. So how did I identify this stock? What was my thought process behind it? So in today's video, we'll discuss how to identify such stocks and catch the momentum intraday. So we'll look at 4 parameters. First is identifying the trend. Second is identifying the momentum and getting additional confirmation from options data and futures data. Okay, let me ask you a question. This is the Nifty daily chart. What is the trend of this chart? Simple, right? Uptrend. This is the same Nifty chart in the 1 hour time frame. What is the trend? Sideways, right? Same Nifty chart in the 15-minute time frame. What is the trend? Looks like a downtrend. So what happened? Same chart is an uptrend in the daily time frame, is sideways in the 1 hour time frame, and is a downtrend in the 15-minute time frame. So if anyone asks you what is the trend, first thing is you need to ask them, tell me your time frame, because the same stock can have different trends in different time frames, and big money is made only when major time frames align. So that is how we'll identify stocks which can give us big moves when major time frames align. So I'll explain how I identify Naukri at the end, because major time frames are aligning and momentum parameters are also matching. So always remember, whenever anyone asks you what is the trend, your first answer to them would be, tell me your time frame, because time frame and trend, your trend will depend on your time frame. So how do we decide the trend objectively? What I use is price above a moving average. I use the 20 SMA. So if price is above the 20 SMA in your time frame, which means the trend is up in your time frame. Okay. So price, so no matter what chart you're using, if you're using the daily time frame and the price is about 20 SMA, the price is bullish in the daily time frame. If you're using the 1 hour chart, the price is about the 20 SMA in the 1 hour chart. In the 1 hour chart, your time frame is bullish. Okay. Always remember this. Second is identifying momentum. So we will use RSI to identify momentum. I won't go into the calculation of RSI because it's not important for us. All you need to know is this thing. RSI greater than 55 buy, RSI less than 45 sell. Just remember this. See, many people use RSI to identify overbought and oversold zones. In fact, they short if the RSI is above certain level, but we won't be using anything of that sort, and I'll explain why also in this video. What we will use for now is RSI greater than 55 buy, RSI less than 45 sell. But why 55? We have arrived at this number by doing some quantitative analysis. So if you look at this chart, this is the chart of previous bull market leaders. So you can see from 1996 to 2000, technology stock, Infosys went 300x, Wipro went up almost 400x. Okay. You can see from 2003 to 2008, Unitech went 150 times, Jindal Steel 100 times. 9 to 14, Aurobindo Pharma went 70x. 15 to 17, HEG went 10x. You can see, but all these stocks had one thing common. The RSI in the monthly time frame was above 55 for all these stocks. So that is the basis of why choosing RSI greater than 55. And why the monthly? Because all these were investing, but we will use RSI greater than 55 in the daily time frame because we are traders. So again, as what I said, you see that this is the RSI thing. It was above 55. Just see the move in HEG from 200 to almost 5,000. Jindal Steel, you can see from almost 2030 to 600, 650 levels. And the RSI was above 55. Oro Pharma, same thing, from almost 50 to 900, and the RSI was about 55 in the monthly. This is monthly chart because it's about investing, but our focus will be trading. Okay, a trading example. You can see that Nifty, this rally, the RSI was above 55, and you see the momentum in the stock, how Nifty has gone up. See, a lot of people try to short the RSI above certain level, right? You would have lost heavily because Nifty crossed 12,000, 13,000, even 14,000 and kept going up. So don't try to short if the RSI is above a certain level. In fact, RSI than 55, you should buy because the major moves and the major momentum in the stock happens only which has RSI than 55. This is a recent example of Nifty chart. So always remember, don't try to short if the RSI is above certain level. I see people trying to predict tops and trying to say, okay, the RSI is too high, it won't sustain. Markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. So anything can happen in the markets. Don't try to predict. Be with the trend as long as possible. That's the only way to make big money. Okay, let's look at derivatives data. Derivatives data will only be used as additional confirmation and only if you are trading in FNO stocks. So if you are trading in any FNO stocks, first you have a look at the options data. So in the option chain, the max put OI is basically the strike on the put side, which has the maximum open interest. And the max call OI is in the option chain on the call side, which strike has the maximum call open interest. So max put OI acts as support and max call OI acts as resistance. But why? See, major institutions decide a range for the stock. For example, hypothetically, a stock which is 100 has a max put OI at 80 and suppose a max call OI at 120. Which means the market participants think that the stock has a good support at 80 because they are writing that put options and they won't let that stock fall below 80 and they are selling 120 call, which they think that the stock won't cross 120. So majority of the times these max put OI and max call OIs acts as support and resistance for that expiry. So how you can use this information is, suppose you want to buy a stock at 100 and suppose the max put OI is also at that level. So that gives you additional confirmation that the market participants, you and your views aligning together. Okay. And one more thing is you can use the futures data. So if you are trying to buy a stock, see, so basically you will look for long built up, which means the price is up and the open interest is also up, which means the price is going up because people are going long in the market. And if you're trying to short a stock, you look for short built up, which means the price is going down and the open interest also going up, because this shows that the majority of the futures players are also taking active position in that stock. Okay, so if you're going long, look for this price up and open interest up. And if you're looking to short, look at price down and open interest up. How to get this data? You can easily access the data in Money Control site, or you can go to the NSE website also and they give this information. So how will you trade the stocks? So what did we do till now? We identified the trend. Okay. Once the trend is identified, we identified the momentum. RSI 55 daily, the momentum is strong. Once that is identified, we look at some additional confirmation from derivatives data. And then now we have our stocks identified. Now we want to take a trade. So how do we trade these stocks? So once you identified your stocks, next day intraday, keep them in your radar. Wait for first 15 minutes. After the first 15 minutes, if your stock, like which you identify, is showing a strong bullish trend in the daily and 1 hour time frame, if the high is broken, buy with stop loss at day low and vice versa. Okay, suppose the 15-minute range is broken on the upside, you buy with the 15-minute low as stop loss. I'll give you more examples and it will become more clear in this video. But how do you exit? You exit if your stop loss is hit, or you exit 50% at 1 hour and rest you trail till day end 3:15, and you trail your stop loss to cost so that your trade is becomes risk free. What do I mean by 1 hour? See, in risk management terms, R is basically the risk per unit. For example, if you're buying a stock at 100 and your stop loss is suppose 95, which means that this 5 rupees, suppose you're buying a stock at 100 and the stop loss is at 95, which means your risk is 5 rupees. This 5 rupees is basically 1 hour. So suppose you exit the stock at 105, which means your risk was 5 and you exit also at 5. So which means the risk you took and the reward you got is same. So basically you exited 1 hour. Suppose you exit the stock at 110, which means the risk you took was 5, but you got a reward of 10. So basically 2 hours. So you want your profit to be greater than 1 hour if you want to be successful, because even if your accuracy is less than 50%, still you can make money if your profits are more than 1 hour. Suppose InfoEdge, if I would have exited at 2-3%, right, I wouldn't have captured the entire game. So you exit 50% at 1 hour, so your trade becomes risk free, and rest you trail the stop loss to cost and exit at day close, so that you can capture big moves. So InfoEdge, my risk was suppose 200 points, but I captured almost 1000 points. So that is a 5 hour, 6 hour trade, right? Okay. If you want to learn more about R, you can read books by Van Tharp, or you can see my past videos in which I've explained what is basically R and how to use position sizing on basis of R. Okay, again coming to the Naukri Edge example, how did I identify this stock and recommend it on TV? So first is the price was up, the trend was up in the daily time frame. How do I identify the trend? This red line is the 20 moving average. You see here, this candle was above the 20 moving average. Okay, the daily time frame, the trend is up. Okay, it was in my radar. In the 1 hour time frame, in the 1 hour was the trend up. Okay, here you see this is above the 20 moving average. So okay, the 1 hour also the trend was up. Okay, how do I buy? Buy about the first 15-minute high. You buy here, okay, and you exit something here, and rest you trail the stop loss to cost. Okay, so you see you captured almost 15% intraday. Why this big move came, right? In fact, InfoEdge, as you saw, I already said it was up 3 times from March lows, and yet I recommend it on TV because the momentum was very strong. And the big move came because major time frames are aligning, right? It was bullish in the daily time frame, it was bullish in the hourly time frame, and intraday also the momentum was strong. So that's how you need to capture momentum stocks. The major time frame should align, and the momentum and the trend should be very strong. Let me give you another example of Bajaj Auto. So if you see in the daily time frame here, like if you see here, it was above the, this is the 20 moving average. Yes. So the trend is up in the daily time frame. In the 1 hour time frame also, you can see here the trend is up. Okay. Intraday, you can see you buy here, stop loss is here, and you exit here, right? So you caught this move, this big move here. This entire move you could have caught because the stock was already in your radar, right? So this was the intraday chart for that day. This is almost 10% move intraday. So simple things work. You need to just keep the stock in your radar because, and why this 10% move came? Same thing, major time frames are aligning, right? Did I know that InfoEdge was going to up 15% when I recommended? No, definitely no. But the probability that it will go up was higher because major time frames were aligning. But I was lucky that that 15% movement came intraday only, and the target was hit intraday. But you can capture these moves only if you know how to identify the trend and how to identify momentum. So again, simply put, I'll summarize whatever I discussed. First is the trend should be up. How do we identify the trend? Price greater than 20 moving average in the daily and price greater than 20 moving in 1 hour. Why both? Because we want major time frames to align. Okay. Okay. First thing is done. Second is RSI greater than 55 in the daily time frame. Why 55? I already explained. And why RSI greater than 55? Because it indicates strong momentum. Okay. Third is if the stock is in futures, you can look at the OI and futures data to get some additional confirmation. Not required for cash stocks because you don't have this data for them. And for futures also, if you are not very good with options and futures, you can skip that part. Okay, so the trend is up, RSI's momentum is up, you're getting confirmation futures and options data. Now intraday also you want to buy when there is a momentum, right? So intraday you'll buy after the first 15-minute high is broken, which means intraday also when there's a momentum you're buying with a smaller stop loss. The 15-minute, like the day low is your stop loss. And one good news for you is that I've already built a scanner and the link is in the description. You can run that scanner at EOD to identify stocks for the next day and trade them intraday. I've got very good results. The scanner is there. It's free. You can use it and let me know how you find the success rate with this. But Why these stocks move is because you see that all time frames, all momentum, and everything is in favor, and then when the big move starts. And similar rules for sell. Basically, the trend should be down, which means the price should be less than 20 in daily, price should be less than 20 in 1 hour. The RSI should be less than, I've written 45, it should be 55. I've written 58, it should be 45. Additional confirmation OI and futures data, and you sell below the first 15-minute low. Okay, so keep this in mind. The trend should be up, major time frame should align, momentum, additional confirmation from option and futures data, and you buy intraday when the range is broken. So you're looking at so many factors and then taking a trade. The trades will be lesser, no doubt, but your probability of going right will be higher. And the scanner is in the description. You can look at it and identify stocks for the next day. I hope you found the video insightful and learned something new. I would suggest you try to implement this, whatever you have learned, and the scanner, use the scanner properly and try to take few trades on the basis of whatever I explained in this video. Thank you. Going forward, I'll create more videos on like how you can use this scanner to create option strategies and other forms of trading. And please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.